Previously
Pokemon Science and Magic Chapter 3.
Our travels
Sorry to get to this, but look at the length of the time of the video. Yeah, you get it now.
As well as look around the sites. However, all of our hopes for a peaceful journey were dashed as we encountered the villainous guild, Team Ragnarok.
Push beans!
After arriving at Columbity, we decided to check out its museum, where not only did we learn a bit more about the history of the Cryoto region, but we also learned that Team Ragnarok has struck again by stealing one of the museum's artifacts. Thanks to Thor's help, we beat Team Ragnarok, but were unable to retrieve the item.
Curses,
However, we did
again.
learn that Team Ragnarok is getting paid by someone to do a very particular job. Or what that job may be, however, we are not yet sure. While Thor was singing our praises, the Guildmaster of Finch City, Festa, showed up. So now, we continue where we left off, as we head to Finch City in order to see Festa's guild, and challenge him to a battle, in order to improve our rank, and make ourselves as guild members that much more stronger.
I wonder if it is possible to join his guild, though. We'll really find out in this episode, but I'm just like, is this going to be one of those things where you're locked into one thing because plot, or do you think you actually had the opportunity to join them? I'm going to think that no, you're locked into PokePals, but that just means make a prediction before the video officially starts, you know? That sort of stuff. Show on the road. Well, let's get this show on the road. Back to Finch City.
Here we are at last to one of the big ones. Welcome to Finch City. This quaint little town built on dozens
one of the big
rivers
ones, but
and
it's a
near
little
the
town.
ocean is the biggest populated area on this small patch of land which you call home. But don't worry, we'll be seeing a much bigger
It's
water
big to
equivalent
you.
city once we get to the mainland. In the meantime, this place does have a few other spots that you can visit. Not only can you check out dozens of lakes and reservoirs throughout the town, but if you're lucky enough, you can see some of the
checking the
massive
road.
cruise ships
Nice.
that leave this place and cruise towards the mainland.
St. Anne,
However,
possibly?
if sailing isn't
Something like
exactly
that.
your cup of tea, don't worry. There's always the massive bridge that you can take, which will bring you to the mainland anyway.
I think
and
in
of
the-
course,
I
there
think
are
that's actually
plenty
a
of side
second
quests that you
road
can
in
do
the real
here,
world, but I don't know,
especially
honestly.
around the dock areas. However, it is a little hard to find them, considering there's another guild operating this town. Speaking of which, since we promised Fall that we would challenge Festa, let's go and visit that guild.
Already?
Let's set off to one of this town's biggest attractions, the Starlight Carnival.
I feel like I've heard that before somewhere. A Sonic stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Starlight Carnival, or Starlight Park, whichever you prefer. This hustling and bustling light show is one of the most cheeriest spots that you can find in the region. It originally held the place of this town's Pokemon Coordination Stadium, at which Festa was originally a Pokemon coordinator himself.
Nice.
However, Pokemon coordinating was starting to become unpopular, and thus left the region. After retiring from Pokemon coordinating, Festa became a guildmaster and rebuilt the demolished stadium as his own nighttime
It's nice to know that part of the
theme
lore
park.
stayed. I
With his
really
guild
did like
centered
that.
right in the
That his
middle.
backstory with that.
And
you
in
know?
case you're wondering, don't worry. You can access this place during the day, but it's
Yeah,
at night
some of the
time
stuff
where
of
this
the
place
reboot has been
truly
changed,
comes to
but some of the
life.
backstories
Being
and
a
stuff like
theme
that
park,
sticks
there's
around.
a whole lot of stuff that you can enjoy here, such as the various rides, the lit-up tower where you can get.
I'm sorry, but
bites
those
to
are like
eat,
casinos,
and
so
even
we
some
can't have
Pokemon
them.
themed mini games
Because
that
you
you
get
can
Europe
play.
upset.
There's also a park section
got-
of the
'cause, you know,
carnival
the
which you
ratings
can
determine
access,
whether
and
we
if
can
you
have
come
fun
here
or
at
not.
night, you can find some wild Pokemon. So, let's go there, shall we? See if there's
I
any
like
more
parents
members
check
we would
the
like to add
SRB
to our
anyway.
team before
Maybe they
the
do it in
guild
Europe, I
battle.
don't know. Every Pokemon fan knows about that. I have no idea. But I'm not going to get into it.
Well,
Ooh.
here's one that we might be interested
I think
in.
it's a dark
this
flying.
Is Hoodwing, the Raven Pokemon. This little fella always has its wings covering its body like so to create this hood, mostly because of how antisocial this Pokemon is.
God,
Similar
the
to
feels.
Absol, it is believed that this Pokemon will bring bad luck when it shows up. One unfortunate example was a trainer who spotted one and fell into a river.
Dude.
Filled to the brim with
Quote the
Chinchap.
Raven.
In fact, here's another example of this Pokemon's unluckiness. Me giving it the ability Aftermath twice.
Oh!
Anyway, dig deep enough, and another Pokemon that we can find
I think
is
he
the
probably
Jester
just
Pokemon,
noticed that when he was
Jester.
taking it
Jester
back.
here is able to spin around like a running top, thanks to the special bulb on the bottom of its body. It has a very entertaining personality.
I think that's
and
either a
loves
fairy
to
or
show
no,
off
that's
its
a fairy type,
dancing
yeah.
moves, willing to make sure that anyone who it comes across has a good time.
Just Stop
The
reminds me of
bulbs all over
Ball
its
Toy.
body are also able to tell people's emotions. If a person feels negative emotions, then the bulbs on its body will turn black. These Pokemon also have access to a new special ability called Running Top, which boosts the damage inflicted by spinning moves,
Ooh.
such as Rapid Spin. Speaking of which, Jestop can learn a new move which is basically a stronger version of Rapid Spin, called Top Spin.
Nice.
If you're not interested in these two, don't worry. There are still a few other Pokemon that you can
I like
find
the
here
emo
if you
one, but
dig
I already
deep
have a bird on my team,
Other
so I probably
Pokemon
wouldn't
that can be
keep
found
it.
in this small patch
But I
of
would
land
consider
are
it. You know, it'd be a good
Lemmingboo,
fight.
Petrabat, Misdreavus, Ghastly, Murkrow, Mime Jr., Hatena, Spinda, and Esper. Right,
Ghastly
I think
is
that's
one
enough
if he hasn't been
Pokemon
said.
digging for now. What do you say we pay good old Fester a visit, shall we?
If you question getting Pokemon in the middle of a town,
Welcome
something like
to
that
the
existed in
Finch
Gen
City
7.
Guild.
I think it was like
While
a
we're
special
here,
area
I
you could go
think we
to
might
in,
as well
specifically in the
explain
town, but
what
also where
guilds
Pokemon were.
are in a game context. Basically, Pokemon guilds are kind of like Pokemon gyms, only there are quite a few key differences. The first difference is that they're completely optional. In order to complete the game, you don't have to do all of them. In fact, you don't have to do any of them whatsoever.
Really?
But they are there if you want a quicker way to boost your rank. Also, another bonus that you get
Remember
for
the
beating
gym in
Pokemon
Pokemon
guilds is that
Coliseum?
you unlock more side quests to do to boost your rank even further. But like I said, you already have more than enough side
one I
quests
know
as
for
it
sure
is
had
to
a
boost your
gym,
rank
but
spot where
you
it
didn't get a
needs to
badge
be
for it
in
just
order
for
to
grinding.
complete
It
the
was
game.
like an actual training
So
gym,
really,
you know, like
it's all up to you.
stuff
Do
like
you
that.
do all of these guilds?
I don't know if it
and
was in Gale of Darkness.
cheat
I
your
haven't
way
played
to
Gale
the
of
highest
Darkness.
rank? Or do you take it slow and do all the side quests that you can to get your highest rank?
I'd probably do
Or do you
both.
just not bother with your rank until you've gotten to the final area of the game, which you can't access until you're at least a rank A?
Thank you,
However,
Olmec.
for the sake of this series, we are going to be showing off the guilds anyway.
I
just
would
to
do
let you
both
know what
personally
you'd
because
be
even when I
getting
played like
yourself
Breath
into
of the
if you
Wild,
decided to challenge
I
them.
know that you could typically
However,
go right
before
to
we can
Gan.
get to
I still got
Festa,
the
he has a
4
bit of a
Sacred Beast
trick to
thingies,
show off.
just because I feel like that was the right thing to do for the
That's
plot.
right. Before you can challenge the Dark Festa, you
Oops.
must find him first. 2 of the hats will contain some random trainers that will battle you. 1 will contain Festa. It's really just a luck-based game that you have to play before you can challenge the big man.
Why do I want to do
Ladies
grinding
and
and skip?
gentlemen,
So I wouldn't want
it's
to skip right to Fester.
showtime! Oh, hello, player.
I was
wasn't
every time you play a
expecting to
trainer,
see
though,
again
you
so
get a
soon.
the hat,
Suppose
one of the
you're
hats
here
goes
to
away.
accept my offer of joining my guild. I figured that you were one of the party people.
I came to battle you.
Oh, you did now? Well, let me tell you something. You think of us guild masters as gym leaders and just an easy excuse to rank up? You're sorely mistaken. No guild master can be beaten so easily. Especially me. But in my case, I'm not just about showing people who's boss. I'm also about giving our crowd here a bit of entertainment. Ain't that right, lads?
I wonder if we do like the Pokemon Origins thing and have them be like, I have special Pokemon based on whose level is what, you know?
These audiences remind me of the old days. Alright, I think that's enough leaving them in the dark. What do you say we light up their world? I hope you're ready for me, because me and my fairy-type Pokemon can put on a show.
Uh-oh.
Let's get this party started!
We haven't encountered many counters to Fairy. We've got, I think we've challenged a couple Steels and, Trubbish was a poison type.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
we have a couple
my
counters,
first
but not many.
performer, Mime Jr.
Fortunately, only has 2 Pokemon. Careful, that's part Psychic. It's your poison type is not going to necessarily have the advantage.
While we're here, I should mention that both of Festa's Pokemon know a new move called Trick Box. It's a fairy-type move that allows his Pokemon to swap out with one another.
It's like Volt Switch.
Like so.
Ooh.
Hold it right there, folks. That was only an appetizer. Wait until you see the main course of this performance. Go, Jet-Stop!
Of course.
I know, annoying, right? However, that's not the only nasty trick up this move's sleeve. Trick Box also allows the user to confuse the opponent.
What?
So, with this move, not only can Festa constantly substitute his Pokemon, but he can also confuse yours in the process.
That's going to get annoying
While
fast.
we're here, I guess I should mention another thing about Guild Master battles. Pokemon Guild Masters also share a unique gimmick which they possess when you battle them. Normally, it's an additional battle effect which either hinders you or benefits them.
It's like making a
In
terrain
this
or
case,
something like that.
Festa, when he confuses your Pokemon, will force your Pokemon to take more damage if they attack themselves in confusion. With all this in mind, it's pretty clear that Festa is no pushover. And keep in mind, he's only the first possible guild member that you can battle.
This is going to get annoying fast.
Whoa. Oh, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't out of this performance yet. Go, Mime Jr.!
Fortunately now, that means Trick Box is a useless move. Unless you can still confuse you despite not being able to switch out, in which case, ugh.
Well, looks like that's a wrap. Well done, player. You were definitely the star performer of this battle. Tell you what do you say we give him a round of applause, everyone? Congratulate player here.
Yee.
There you go. Congratulations, player. No, after a performance like that, why don't you become a member of my guild? I mean, you've more than earned your title. And you would make a stunning member if I do say so myself. So, what you think?
No.
No? Ah well, can't blame ya. Offer's still on the table if you want it though. But in the meantime, you're more than welcome to come back here anytime you like, should you want to help out and such. Also, I think for your troubles, you deserve the TM for Trick Box, the move that I taught you earlier.
Or used against you.
You've definitely got a lot of talent, player. I hope that we can have another stunning battle just like we did today, another time. But for now, player, I bow to you. Welp, that was our first Guild Master defeated. As I probably may have mentioned before, now that we have defeated Festa, we have unlocked a few more side quests that we can do while we're here in the Starlight Carnival.
Nice.
Some of which involve helping to repair some of the rides, while others revolve you doing more of those mini-games that I mentioned earlier.
Probably doing some tricks
Then,
and
there are
stuff.
others which will revolve around you coming back here to help out Festa with some of his performances.
Thought so.
But for now, I think we're done. So, let's return to the city. Well, that was one tough battle, I must admit. If that was unable to improve our rank, I don't know what will. Just to be safe though, let's check our rank and see where it stands.
Well, it's definitely an improvement.
Congratulations! it looks like you have ranked up to rank D. Now, not only can you take on harder
only
jobs,
get rank D.
but trainers in the region will also be improved.
Oh, I get more.
Including
I find it
guildmasters.
ironic that I can get
Their
more
Pokemon will be much stronger and much higher level now that
jobs
your rank
to
is
do
improved.
when I rank up. It's
So
like
be
I need to rank
careful.
up, so I need more
On top
jobs,
of
but I can't
that,
get
it
more
looks
jobs
like
unless I
you're
rank
not
up.
The only
The
one
irony.
who's obtained an upgrade. It appears that your starter Pokemon are ready to
Oh
evolve
boy,
as
this will be
well.
fun.
All of your starter Pokemon will evolve around level 18. So, without further ado, let's just sit back, relax, and see what Dripbird, Lialynx, and Caflet become.
Odds are they won't change too much from the original form, but I don't know. But I'm most interested with Dripbird, since it's a new introduction. Actually, I think in the original timeline, their Pokemon hadn't evolved yet. Now that I think about it. That's the most legendary of the sacred swords, Excalibur! Sneak Cat. It's gonna be very sneaky with that weight.
Congratulations if you chose Lialynx. It has now evolved into Sneakacat. Sneakacat is the ambush Pokemon, and unlike its pre-evolution, it's a lot more open to its tricky nature. It's a little bit more harder to handle than its pre-evolution, not just because of its sly attitude, but also because of its speed. That is how it hunts its prey after all, ambushing them with its speed. They don't call it the ambush Pokemon for nothing. In fact, it can move so fast, it can create speed mirages.
Really? Oh boy, Caflet's turn. Let's do this. Oxenite. Oxenite? I like it. Oxenite.
If you chose Caflet, congratulations, because it has now become Oxenite.
I
the
like
Ox
it.
Pokemon.
I like
In this
that name.
form, they are a lot more bold-hardy and headstrong. In addition to using their heads to ram into their opponents, they can also use their front legs to hammer down and strike the opponent, wailing and crushing them using those giant front limbs. Best be careful with them if you have yourselves an Oxenite, because these limbs can hit so hard they can literally ignite the air around them,
Ooh, that's
creating
dangerous.
explosions.
God dang it, Fiery Joker. Driplet's turn. Or Dripbird's turn. We're gonna turn more into a duck or a swan. Drop Birdie. I like how it looks like it has a scuba suit.
Congratulations, I suppose? Because your Dripbird has evolved into Dropbirdeye. Dropbirdeye is the smart bird Pokemon.
Why'd you
On
question
top
the
of having higher
congratulations?
specs, it also carries around with it a shell. And on this shell are special markings, at which, if Dropbirdeye were to peck on those markings, it would have the ability to actually move water and create water-based constructs.
Interesting.
In layman's terms, it's essentially a
water
waterbender.
bender.
Of course, in our days, we know it as a form of hydrokinesis, but in the olden days, people used to mistake this Pokemon's unique power for magic. However, despite this unique power, it still gets picked on by bird Pokemon.
For some
Not
frickin'
just because
reasons.
of how animalistic it is, but also for not being a proper flying type. In fact,
It's true,
in
it's
the
not a
few
flying type.
moments where it's been seen in the wild, it has been witnessed catching prey for other bird-type Pokemon. And let's just say that definitely wasn't by choice.
Help me.
So yeah, that's the second evolution of your starters. However, when it comes to evolution, these guys are only the tip of the iceberg. Plenty more Pokemon in your disposal will evolve as time goes on. So, now that we've done what we wanted to do, I suppose we turn back to the guild in Robintown and... Wait, hold on. Is that 4 over there? Looks like he's talking to Rachel. Let's see what that's all about.
It's probably a date.
So, where exactly did you say you were going again? To Woodstock Island. There, the Cryoto colony has tasked me with doing a very interesting job. I don't really understand the specifics myself, but it has something to do with this weird-looking temple that's on the island. But what would I know about ancient junk like that? I would rather not waste my time with that sort of garbage. I'm in the mood for more prettier things, like you, my dear. Oh, thank you. Oh, look who it is, Thor. Ah, player! Glad to see you again. Did you beat Festa? I sure hope you did, because if so, I would love to shove it in his face the next time I see him. You're doing the Mimico Guild's pride proud, kid. You boys and your rivalries. I don't think I'll ever understand it. Comes with the job description, my dear. Player, I think you're already aware of our other new guild member here, Rachel, and my fiancée. She told me how you rushed to her rescue on Route 3, and I am truly indebted to you for that. I also heard from Professor Salix how you managed to apprehend those thieves, even though you didn't get the stuff back. I'm sorry about that. I wish I could have been more helpful. Are you still thinking about what those dreaded hooligans said to you? Don't you worry about them. What they think of you is irrelevant. Nobody, and I mean nobody, talks to you like that, and I will fight till heaven and earth against anyone who does. You deserve to be a part of this guild just as I and Player do. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I couldn't even beat one of those grunts, so how am I expected to help people against other would-be trainers? If I was just strong enough, I'd probably be able to actually help. Or better yet, I would have been able to get some of the professor's belongings back. Maybe becoming a guild member wasn't exactly a good idea. Stuff and nonsense! If that were true, I wouldn't have recommended you to the guild in the first place. Yeah, but that's another thing. I'm only here because of you. Perhaps I am just a pretty face after all.
You said it, not me.
Remember when we first battled, my dear? Your Pokemon absolutely clobbered mine. Mopped the floor with me, even. Yeah, but those were Pokemon that you were training. They weren't your strongest. Perhaps, but a win is a win. And you have proven your strength against dozens of other trainers. People may think that you look like a Roserade, but you are indeed the Arbok under it. I don't really know if I am, Thor. I really don't.
You called me a snake in the grass?
Say, you know what you need? A friendly battle to try and get your spirits up.
Go fight, player.
Perhaps you could provide that experience for my dear.
Sure, why not? They're a bit of a cute couple.
Thank you, player.
Even though I have
a bit of a
theories about
confidence
Rachel,
boost
but
is just what my great Rachel
I won't
needs.
get into them.
What
Those
do
guys
you
don't
say?
work, and they
Are
have
you up
chance at
for
right.
it? Well, I can't
Plus,
see
we'll
why
forget
not.
about it later.
I suppose my Pokemon need the exercise anyway. Alright then, player. Let's go!
With 3 Pokemon, so she has more than Fester.
Welp, here goes nothing. Go, Lillipup!
It's gonna be like in the anime, whenever they need a Pokemon to evolve, they just have Ash and Co fight, but then the Pokemon's so weak that just even pretending to hit it kills it.
Oh dear. Okay, it's not over yet. Go, Ferris wheel! looks like we have
It
another
evolves.
new Pokemon on our hands. This is Ferris Wheel, the cycling Pokemon.
It got steel
and
typing.
the evolved form of Critonium Centret. Rather than evolving into a regional variant of Ferret, Centret evolved into an entirely new Pokemon, around level 20 to be exact. Thanks to their unique shape and the rubbery skin on
Like the
their
pun
back,
of Ferris wheel.
can literally curl up into a wheel and roll about. So naturally, you can expect them to learn a lot of wheel-based moves, as well as Aura Wheel. Other than that, they're pretty similar to their
Gonna learn
pre-evolution.
Flame Wheel.
With the special retractable ears on their heads, they're able to plug them into other devices and charge them, or overload them with electricity.
Jeez. But she taught no wheel moves. No wheel moves.
I may be losing, but this is actually kind of fun. Anyway, one Pokemon left. Go, Woolert! Well, this is an interesting Pokemon. Ladies and
Wooloo's
gentlemen,
evolved form?
meet Woolert, the sheep's clothing Pokemon. May look harmless, but it is far from
It's
it.
a wolf in sheep's
Mostly
clothing.
because it has one of the most perfect abilities ever evolved.
Trigger
Perfect
Jaw.
for hunting, that is. You see that special ability there? It's called Trigger Jaw, and it activates whenever Woolert is hit or uses a biting-based attack. And when it is, well, let's just say that you're in for a really bad time.
Frenzy!
It can transform.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Woolert's Frenzy Mode. In this mode, Woolert's physical attack and speed skyrocket, and its biting-based moves gain a huge boost too. It's this ability and this ability alone that makes Woolert such a perfect hunter.
Which
Its
makes
base
me
form
think
lets it
more
hide
about my
as a
theory of
simple
Rachel
sheep
being
Pokemon.
true, so
Then,
I'm not
once
going
it's
to bring it
infiltrated
up.
the home of its prey,
Unless us
it
Code
will
Knight like
unleash
asks
its
in the
true
comments or something
form
like
and
that,
slaughter
then
everything
maybe
in
I'll...
sight. There have been countless farmers that have lost their livestock due to this Pokemon's perfect camouflaging abilities. In fact, plenty of Pokemon have already become extinct because of this Pokemon's overhunting habits.
Jeez.
One unfortunate example
What? It killed
being
all the
Mary, which,
Marys?
thanks to this
Jesus.
tenacious predator, are now classed as extinct in the Cryoto region. Heck,
Jesus.
these Pokemon's existence is pretty much the whole reason why Critonium Wooloo even exists.
Understandable.
Wooloo had to become this aggressive in order to defend themselves against this top predator. And as such, both Pokemon are sworn enemies.
Naturally.
However, despite their predatory tendencies, they of course can still be tamed like most other Pokemon.
They also
In
caused the
fact,
bite
only
of
the best
87?
trainers are said to be able to control them.
And she's one of them.
Whew. 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 Wow. That was great. Well done, player. Oh yes, bravo, bravo indeed. So, my dear, do you feel a little better? Yes, I suppose. Granted, I didn't win, but I at least had a fun time. Thank you for having such a great battle with me, player. You see, you don't have to be worried about losing. If you do, well, you'll never get the chance to win. You're a much more capable trainer than you realize, my dear. I mean, you have a Woolert for crying out loud. Not many new guild members can boast that they have one of those.
No, right?
Oh, I didn't exactly catch it myself. My grandmother gave it to me. Oh, well, she must have been a very
She
capable
just gave
trainer
you a
then to
Woolert?
catch one of those Pokemon. Indeed, she was a very good person, but she's gone now. It was her who inspired me to become a Pokemon trainer in the first place. Arceus bless her soul. Indeed. Regardless, that doesn't dampen your worth one bit. You are a member of the Poképals Guild, and as such, you have just as much worth as any other member. Oh, thank you, For. And thank you, player, for helping me build up my confidence. Here, take this as a token of my thanks. It'll make your Pokemon a lot more friendlier to you.
Soothe Bell.
What can I say, my dear? Anything to make you happy. Now, as for you, player, I've seen your growing skills against those Team Ragnarok grunts, and I'm more than impressed. So how about you come with me to Woodstock Island to do this special job I've been assigned to? Normally,
You want me to do your
wouldn't
job
allow
for you?
lower rank guild members like yourself to participate, but considering you've already proven your strength to me, I would say that you're more than adequate backup. So, what do you think?
Okay.
Excellent. Okay then, my friend. Okay then, my friend. Meet me at the ship harbor in 10 minutes, and we will set off towards the island together.
Okay then,
You
my
honestly
friend.
won't have that much time to waste for. I've heard that the boat won't be setting off until another 2 hours, so I think you have more than enough time to relax.
Oh, okay
Really?
then, my
Well, in
friend.
that case, I'll make sure to enjoy my breather. Thank you for the information, my dear. I'll make sure to only get you the finest flowers for when I return. Aw, thank you, For. I'm sorry I have to leave now, but these Pokemon won't heal themselves, now will they? Plus, I think I'm needed back at the guild. I'll be awaiting your return. Safe travels to the both of you. Ah, that lovely woman. As graceful as a god of war she is. Well, it looks like we have all the time we need before the ship that we need to go on leaves. In the time being, player, you don't mind if I ask how your rank is doing?
Rank D.
Oh? So you're a D rank guild member now. Well, congratulations to you, that's what I say. With that rank, you can do a lot more than you did before. Not only will you be able to challenge stronger people and Pokemon, but with the D rank, you now have permission to use your Pokemon to smash boulders. Granted,
Smash,
you can
eh?
only do it if Pacific Pokemon are in your party.
Of course.
Mainly rock, fighting types, you know, Pokemon that can do that sort of stuff.
I see.
But if you do find the right boulder to smash, you can use it to uncover locations that you normally couldn't before. Not to mention, if you're lucky enough, boulders that you smash could have fossils in them, which you can take back to the museum in Columbity City to resurrect. You know, I think there's a cave back on Route 3 that you can explore. Hopefully, if you keep smashing enough boulders, you might be able to find some fossils to use. So go ahead and explore it if you so wish. You know where I'll be. So, we can now smash rocks and uncover fossil Pokemon, Seems pretty good to me.
Yeah.
What do you say we go to that cave that Thor mentioned on Route 3 and see if there are any that we can find? Who knows, maybe one of the Pokemon that we find would be a solid team member that we can add. There's only one way we can find out. Let's head back to Route 3.
Let us go.
Well, here we are. Normally this place would have been inaccessible before, but now that we have the ability to smash boulders,
I like
thanks
the fact
to
that
our
it's Pokemon
rank,
that would
you're able
logically
to
be
access
able to
this
use
tomb
Rock
and
Smash.
raid it of its secrets. The cave itself has plenty of other routes which we cannot yet access, but with the few routes we
Probably
can,
like
we
surf
can
and
find a
strength
few
and
key
stuff.
items, some trainers, and of course a couple of Pokemon which we can encounter. Stuff like Petrabat, Hoodwing, Woobat, Roggenrola, Roly-Coly, and Onix.
Onyx is a staple of
However,
the
these
caves.
aren't the only Pokemon we can technically find here. Like foresaid, we can also smash up these boulders to see if we can find some fossils. So let's do just that and see what kind of fossil Pokemon we'll be able to bring back to life.
Oh, hello.
Starting things off, if you somehow manage to find a club fossil, you will be able to resurrect Ancannon, the
So this
club
was kept.
Pokemon. In addition
I still
to
love
having
this
tough
guy.
armor, Ancannon has a special club on the end of its tail, which leads to a molten core in the middle of its body. This allows Ancannon to fire molten fireballs from the end of its tail as a
rocket launcher.
Because of all these traits, Ancannon was said to be one of the most heavily armored Pokemon of its time.
All the way back in the time
There
of the
were very
dinosaurs,
few
we had
Pokemon
rocket
that tried to
launchers.
take this
Jesus.
on, unless they wanted to get blasted to smithereens.
And then the Dread Scythe Pokemon thing came along.
If you manage
Ooh.
to find yourself
I think
the
this
correct
is new.
fossil, you will be able to resurrect Therafume. Therafume is the theropod Pokemon, and back in its day was one of the most venomous creatures of its time.
Jeez.
Not only did it have sharp teeth and claws which could kill with poison, but it was so venomous
It's got a
that even
smokestack.
eating it would have been a threat.
Eesh.
In fact, it has so much poison that its body can literally not maintain it. So, on the top of its head, near its crest, it will let out a poisonous gas in order to disperse
This
the
thing's so
ever-growing
toxic, it
toxins
has to
in
give it
its
out to
body.
the rest of the world.
Well, this is something interesting.
Huh. A
For the
regional
first
variant of
time,
Tyrant.
We have a regional variant of a fossil Pokemon.
This
This
is new.
is
thing.
Crytonium Tyrant, the strong jaw Pokemon. Unlike their more well-known cousins from Kalos, Tyrant in this region had to adapt to the cold environment of the Cryoto region. So, back in the day, they evolved this form. Another big difference that this Tyrant has is that it has the ability to absorb cold through the feathers on its body.
I like that.
Any cold that it absorbs can be injected.
It's a good excuse to
into
do the
its
T-Rex
fangs,
thing again. You
allowing
give it
it to
feathers and make
freeze
it more
its
like
opponents with one
an actual
bite.
dinosaur's like. Apparently nowadays
Very
T-Rex have to
interesting
be
fossil
chickens.
Pokemon this region has. Once you
It's
find
realistic,
either a
but
crest fossil, a club
also kind of
fossil,
depressing.
or a jaw fossil,
know.
feel free to add
does
any of
realize
these
it's gonna be
Pokemon
fun.
to your team. But for now,
I
think
would
we've
keep
been
the
dallying
Ancannon
enough.
of all of them.
Let's head back to Finch
I like
City
the Toxic
meet up
and
with
the
Thor to help him
Tyrant,
out
but
with that job that he
It
was
has a
talking
fucking
about.
rocket launcher. I can't say no to that. Mind you, I don't think I'm gonna use any of them. Actually, if you need some ice, I'd probably just keep the Tyrant.
Where is it? Where? Oh, player.
I have a
My
I
apologies.
have Wizard
It's
Up
just-
already in the
I was
trubbish.
looking for the boat that we're supposed to be on, but I can't find it anywhere. Perhaps we're early, or the boat got delayed. Well, look who it is. If it ain't my favorite Pokepals guild member.
His name is
What are you
Navy, or
doing
is he
here,
just a
Thor?
generic Navy person?
Ugh, none of your business, Navy.
His name is
We're
Navy.
just trying to get to Woodstock Island. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, if you can kindly point us into the direction of the
He
boat
has
that will be
heads in his-
taking us
around his
there,
neck.
that would be fine. Woodstoke? Well, if you want
I
to go
would
there, you
stoke
missed
your
chance.
fire.
The boat left about an hour ago.
What?
What? But I thought...
But we had 2 hours. Rachel.
Sorry about that, lads. Tell you what, I think I'm willing to let you guys on my cruise ship. Turns out it's heading to Woodstock Island. That is, at a price, of course.
Of course.
If you, Thor, are
10
willing
pokey.
to join my guild. You sly sea dog! As if I would ever betray the loyalty of my own guild for the likes of you! Why not? Heron City is much nicer than dusty old Robin Town. And besides,
I mean,
my
yeah.
guild only deserves the finest crew members. And the way I see it, there's no crew member finer than yourself. And besides, you technically still owe me for that fishing contest that I won.
There's a fishing contest?
Claptrap! You cheated! There's no way anyone could catch a whale lord of all things! Well, congratulations, because you just met someone who did.
I would have liked if he caught a Palkia,
Now,
just a
are you
reference
going
to
to
the
join
original
my guild
Science
or
and
not?
Magic.
Because if you do, I'll consider giving you a free ride. I don't know what language you seafarers speak. I'm pretty sure that you can understand the word no. I despise the idea of accepting help from another guild. But I am in a hurry, so I suppose I have no other choice. I will ride on your toy yacht, but there is no way that I'm joining your guild. Suit yourself, Thor. I'm sure you'll change your mind one of these days.
Just feel I'm going
In the
like that.
meantime, you can pay me back for that bet that you lost by paying double for your tickets.
Ugh.
See you around. Oh, and you, player, right? If you ever want to join my guild, just look me up. Navy is the name, and sailing around this region is my game. One of these days. One of these days, I say.
Pow, right in the kisser.
Don't worry about the tickets, player. I'll handle the prices for both my and your tickets.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Albeit it's probably going to be a lot. I just hope
20
that
pokey.
whatever we have to do on this island is worth it. Anyway, I suppose we better get on board. Next stop, Woodstoke Island.
Why is there in the lake? It's my eyes playing tricks on me. It's probably a boolean or something. I thought there was something really phallic in the bay, but
Welcome aboard the Cryoto Cruise Line, also known as the Heron City Guild. That's right, this ship is both a guild and a cruise ship.
Interesting.
A sort of mobile guild, if you will. While you're here, you can talk to some of the guild members. Although you can't challenge the guild's master, Navy. At least, not yet. But there are still a bunch of other things that we can do while we're on board.
We're on a boat,
Such
so
as
they
check
probably
out the
still need
sights as we
help.
sail across the ocean, check out the ship and interact with some of the passengers, do a few more side quests, such as some which involve you helping out in the kitchen through some fun cooking mini games, along with a handful of other side quests that you can try and scoop up without them being taken by the other guild members on board, such as helping out some of the passengers or checking out the lifeboats. And if you're lucky enough, you'll be able to participate in the fishing contest that takes part on this ship every week or so. The contest itself is a perfect opportunity to catch some water-type Pokemon, including a handful which we have never seen before. One of these new mons we can encounter is Crytonium Shellos,
So what
the
a normal
sea slug
type, I
Pokemon.
think.
The oceans in the Cryoto region are much harsher than anywhere else, so Shellos has adapted and evolved this form in order to help
Wait,
them
no,
survive.
it's a steel
Its
worker,
skin
so
is
it's
now
type of
super
steel.
tough, easily able to withstand bites from a Sharkpedo. In fact, in the olden days, people used to hunt this Pokemon in order to use its skin to make weaponry.
Jeez.
One of the most common fishes
Ah,
that you can get
Gupplefish.
your hands
Nice to
on
see you're back.
is a Gupplefish, the cuttlefish Pokemon. Gupplefish are remarkably shy creatures, and I'm sorry to say, but they are the main source of food for most Pokemon. Luckily, they are very adaptive creatures. In fact, they're able to change their shape, size, and color in order to disguise themselves and escape predators. Not bad, am I right? Well, besides from these two, there are a handful of other Pokemon that you can get
Kinda
during
cool,
the fishing
probably.
contest as well.
Calling it
If you're
now.
lucky enough,
A
you can
Magikarp.
also find Horsey, Barbroach,
Ah.
Frillish,
Huh, these are the ones I
Arascuda,
thought. Okay,
Rockrush,
Magikarp.
Clauncher,
Tentacle,
Tentacle,
I'm surprised.
Wailmer, and of course, Magikarp.
I forgot that Torpedo one even existed.
Yeah, don't be expecting to win the fishing contest catching him. However,
Gyarados,
if you
though.
do win the fishing contest, you'll be able to get
Oh wait, no,
the XP
Tentacles are
share,
right there at the bottom.
which
I
is a
made
held
it.
item just like it was in the old games, and not a groundbreaking item which forces all of your Pokemon to gain EXP.
Yeah.
Yes! Thank you!
Yeah, seriously.
Ah, hello there, player.
Okay,
You having a
I would
good
have loved
time?
like a 0.1%
Well, if that is
chance
the
to
case,
catch
I'm glad to hear
Palkia.
it.
I know that would be incredibly broken, but you
you
can just
know,
make it be
this
like you
cruise
can't
ship
use it in the
reminds
game
me of
until
the old
post game or something
days.
like that.
Me and my younger brother Loki.
Oh, you
used to
gotta
go
throw
on
it
these
back,
sorts of
it's basically a
things
dead
all the
thing.
time with our father. At least
It
once
just as a
year.
reference.
But we
Or at least I
don't
guess it
do
would
that
be.
anymore. Oh, how much my little brother has grown to join you as a guild member. Join me, in fact. as a member of the Pokepals Guild. He was always fascinated with the idea of becoming a guild member. Then again, the both of us were. We were inspired by our father's line of work. He is the current guild master of the Cryoto colony after all. And their line of work isn't easy. Wait, what's that? You don't even know what the Cryoto colony is?
No.
Well, allow me to explain to you, player.
Oh boy, more
You see,
backstory.
the Cryoto colony,
Or CC for
double
short.
C for short, is one of the biggest, nay, the biggest guild in the Pokemon region.
Really?
The first, in fact. And they're a little bit more important than all the other guilds in the region.
Cool.
I mean, not only are they in charge of all those other guilds, but they're essentially our region's government.
Really?
It's their job to keep all of us in check. And standing at the very top of the pyramid is this region's Elite Four, and the champion himself, as well as our father, the Double C's current guild master. Now,
Really?
each member of the colony have a different job in order to keep the region in check. Member number 1 is Gresley, who is
got
in charge of
Pony Ward.
Pokemon rights throughout the region. He'll also be the first to hunt down trainers that shouldn't exactly be trainers, if you know what I mean. As well as keeping
You
rare
have nowhere to
Pokemon
call yourself
safe,
a trainer.
as well as preserving the
He didn't do a very good
region's
job with
nature.
Mary then.
Then there's Alex,
That's a new
personal
Pokemon.
inventor, and the one in charge of keeping energy and resources in the region
Going to
in
be an
check,
electric type then.
such
since
as
you've got more chronic
power,
arms.
food, all that sort of thing. She's also really fun at parties. Don't ask me how I know that. There is also Richard,
That's another new one.
demolitions expert, soldier, and the commander and the man in charge of the region's military, as well as its entire arsenal of weapons. He's also a bit of a douche, if you know what I mean.
You didn't do very good against Galar
Then
then.
there's also Abaddon,
That's a Haxorus.
who is in charge of all foreign relations with the region and other places. And he should know, because he's been just about everywhere in the world. If you want to meet a man who's actually seen the world with his own 2 eyes, well, he's him. And besides
Of
from
course,
them, there's the
Alucario.
champion, who is technically the second in command, and the actual man in command, the guild master, our father. Now, naturally, being such an important guild, it's no easy picnic getting into their ranks. In fact, if you want to become a part of the guild, you must be an A rank at least.
Of course.
And that's a title that's not so easy to get.
I think about it. I think all these ranks come from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
You know,
that's where they have
talking
ranks
about
like that
it
too.
now reminds me of the time I was invited to join their guild, being such a high-ranked member myself.
You turned it down?
However, I turned it down. I would rather not have all of that responsibility on my shoulders. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm nothing like my father. I just wish Loki thought the same thing. He's wanted to be a guild member for years just so he could have a chance of being up there with the big boys. I just wish that one of these days he'll wake up and realize what a true guild member is. As he is though, he's still got a long way to go before he can even think about joining their ranks, let alone becoming an A-ranked member. However, you, player, on the other hand, should you keep up this excellent work, I'd say you'd be able to join the guild in no time. Granted, I would prefer not to trade guilds if I were you, but I'm not exactly you, am I?
No.
Now that I think about it, I've nagged on for so long how much of a good trainer you are, that I've never gotten the chance to experience that for myself. How about you and I have a nice friendly battle?
Sounds like fun. Of course. I noticed that trend a lot.
Brilliant.
Whenever there's
Lucky for you,
a lot
I have
of
a handful
exposition, they
Pokemon
had
that
throw
I've
in a
been
random
training up
battle.
to see if they're worthy enough to
Just
join
to
my
wake you
team.
up.
Now, if I did use my real Pokemon against you, you'd probably not stand a chance. So don't worry too much about me overwhelming you. However, that doesn't mean I'm going to take it easy. Let's battle!
For once to battle.
Let's see what you've got, player. Go, Bulldor!
Alrighty. Bye.
Whew, not bad. I can see how you managed to beat my dear Rachel. But it won't be enough to beat me. Let's go, Burlysopod!
That's a long name.
Looks like we have another new Pokemon. Or rather, the evolution of an old Pokemon we've already seen before. Meet the Woodlice Pokemon, Burlysopod. If he looks familiar, that's because he is the final evolved form of Chipbug and Whirlisacoon.
I see.
Evolving at level 20.
Not a bad final
Burlysopod
form.
is described as a tank with legs. It is able to defend itself from any attack thanks to its super hard wood-like exoskeleton. It also makes for a pretty sturdy bench, should you want to lay down on its back while you're traveling across the region. Whew, sweet Arceus. Maybe I should have brought some of my stronger Pokemon with me after all. No matter, I still have one last trick up my sleeve. Go Starter! In this scenario, 4's last Pokemon is actually kind of special. Basically, it will be the second evolved form of the starter Pokemon that is weak to yours.
Really?
So basically, if you have Drop Eye, he will have Oxenite. If you have Oxenite, he will have Sneakercat. And if you have Sneakercat, he will have Drop Eye. And since it is the starter that's weak to yours, it shouldn't be too hard to take out with your own.
Nope.
Well done, player, well done. Wow, such skill and expertise in battle. It's been a long time since I've seen a trainer like you, player. You'll do just nicely for this upcoming job that we will be doing together, as will the starter Pokemon that I got from Professor Salix. I have to admit, I was quite pleased with its performance, even if it did lose. I think I'll be keeping it on my team.
That's good, because I probably one-shot it.
Earned its rightful spot with my top-tier roster.
For getting one
and
shot
look
like
at
that.
How time flies, doesn't it? It looks like Woodstoke is just beyond the horizon. Best prepare yourself, player, because these jobs are no easy tasks for rookies such as yourself.
Of course. Gotta get the harder challenges too.
As excited I am to get to Woodstoke Island, I'm afraid that's a place we're going to have to investigate next time. So, make sure to come back once we are ready to explore the island and check out this mysterious job that Thor wants us to do, as our journey through Cryoto continues.
To be continued. Your game has been saved. Okay, so I said I'd go over my team, and honestly, not really any changes from the original. Like, I do like the Pokemon here, don't get me wrong. Like, I do like the fossil Pokemon, the Cryoto forms, and, you know, stuff like that, and the new, stuff like that. It's just that, you know, usually at this point with my team, once I have a party, I'm not making many changes, so, you know, once I get to this part, it's like, you know, don't expect a lot of changes. They might still happen, but, you know. But if there's one to be like, if I had like a backup team or something like that, I'd probably take the Raven and like, you know, the freaking bug flung. Like, if I came into a point where it's like, I don't want to use this Pokemon anymore, or it's a case of I need type advantage, they would be my go-to backup, you know? Stuff like that. But just to go over my team again, I have the Oxenide now, because Caffoid evolved. I've got the electric type, the new electric type that's probably evolved at this point. I think that was the what was it called? I liked it too. It was a Furret-wheel, or Furrow-wheel, I think it was called. It's probably evolved by this point. If not, it's almost going to evolve. There was also Trubbish. Trubbish will stay because of like the poison typing. The Apple Pokemon because again, dragon. The Flying Steel, I think it is, or Flying Berry type of this thing that has the Viking helmet that I love. And there was a sixth. Oh yeah, Vulpix, Alolan Vulpix. Of course, it stays in the team. So yeah, once I get to this point, I usually have my team set. So, but again, I probably, if I had to, I'd definitely keep the armor Pokemon because, you know, the fall that it has a laser cannon. I have to get that in the team. So yeah, not really any changes, but I do have some backups in store in case I need them. You know, it's always good to have some spares, especially if you got certain things where it's like you gotta fight using certain team members like that. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, great episode. Glad I watched it. See ya.